Looks like it's another one of these videos again. There's something that's going on that's bugging me right now. And it's not anything that's to do with coronavirus or anything to do with copyright issues. But it's more something that's going on in this world. And, well, I suppose a few of you, well, everyone, has heard quite a while back, well, I say quite a while back, about that guy called George, who was a peacemaker, who was killed by that cop. And now there's the whole Black Lives Matter movement. Well, okay, Black Lives Matter has actually been a thing for a long while. And, well, there's a lot of people who are for that movement, are really peaceful people. Those people I don't have an issue with. In fact, I'm for Black Lives Matter as well. But there's a lot of people who would just riot in the streets. There's statues being taken down, pretty much everything. Not only that as well, there's people who are offended by everything. And okay, that's not really a norm now, but it's kind of disturbing. Set your mind back to a few days ago when they said about Little Britain being taken off BBC iPlayer because it was being too offensive. Really? I mean, okay, sure, Little Britain is edgy, but it's comedy. Is it really worth freaking out over? People need to ask that. Ask themselves it. And there's the whole thing with that film, Gone with the Wind, being taken down as well because of its racial elements, if you will. I'm sorry guys, but that was made in the 1930s. People need to have some perspective. It's atrocious. A lot of people think they're so entitled by being offended. And, well, being offended shouldn't matter. People's lives matter. Yes. Being offended, though, does not. People need to get that into their heads. It is really annoying. Not only that, but it's quite sad as well when great comedy shows are being taken off the air just because they're too offensive for some people. I'm sorry, but you kind of have to have free speech or nothing at all. I think I'd rather free speech. Pretty much everything in this world right now is a mess. I mean, you've got all these riots going on. You've got people trying to get great TV shows taken down. In fact, another thing as well, another thing that I've heard today, or read on the news today, David Walliams and Matt Lucas have issued an apology for making Little Britain and causing offence. They don't need to be apologising for anything. It's just really disturbing to see all of this happen. I mean, you've got a peacemaker who's been killed by a cop in America, and he wasn't really doing anything wrong. He was just he was killed by a cop in America. He wasn't doing anything wrong. But he was killed by a cop in America. And as I said, you got great TV shows and films. Not that I've actually seen Gone with the Wind, but it's pretty much a part of cinema's history, and people are wanting it taken down because it may cause offence. I did read somewhere as well about a Monty Python's episode being taken down, and I don't know if this is true or not, so don't go taking this as news. I don't actually remember where I've read it, but I wouldn't put it past them if they were going to do that. Where does it all stop? I get offended by various things, but do you see me protesting to stop it all? No. Being offended doesn't matter at all. There's nothing wrong with being offended. But what is wrong is trying to stop people from expressing themselves. A lot of comedians have had this. A lot of people on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, have had this. I'm pretty sure George wouldn't have wanted people rioting, wouldn't have wanted people to not feel free to speak. It's completely messed up. It is messed up. And hopefully we can all be able to stop this. It is messed up. All I can say really is, if anyone's trying to campaign against you in order to take something down, or just to take something like Little Britain off the air, don't stand for it. That's some great comedy stuff. And don't apologise either. It does feel like people are policing other people's thoughts, and that's not a good sign at all. That's really not a good sign. It is setting a dangerous precedent on everyone for free speech. All I can say really is 42, special shout out there, is right. When he did that video from a few years ago saying, titled "Why is everyone getting so offended?" or something along those lines. It'll be in the description. It's because everyone believes they have a right when being offended. So to quote him, if someone has a go at you for sitting the wrong way in public, for liking something that they don't, or vice versa, something along those lines anyway, or for not identifying as a non-gender fluid pansexual cabbage, don't stand for it. You're being yourself at the end of the day. There's nothing wrong with that. Another thing he said as well, to quote Mark Meachant, because of all the trials that happened with that guy involving that YouTube video that involved a pet pug. When you start jailing comedians for making bad jokes, you're heading down a slippery slope. And he is right there also. Black Lives Matter, but so does comedy and free speech. I feel like a lot of that is in danger right now because of all this going on in the world. So if anyone is having a go at you for, liking the Chibnall era of Doctor Who, or not liking the Chibnall era of Doctor Who. Don't stand for it. You're only being yourself at the end of the day. Again, nothing wrong with it. Just be kind. Everybody should just be respectful. Where has the respect gone? Is the question. Where has it gone? When does all this stop? When does all the censorship stop? All I can say is, to those people who are easily offended, grow up, stop ruining everything for everyone, and get some perspective in life. Because as I said, Black lives do matter. They definitely matter. But another thing that matters is comedy and free speech. Those are both in danger right now. And they do kind of need our help, in a way, in order to just stop this mass censorship going on. I think all you can do really is just keep being yourself. If anyone has a go at you for being yourself, they're obviously not worth your time. And just continue to be yourself as always. Thank you. Till next time, this is Cyborg, signing off.